Hello, everybody. This is day 7 of the OnlyTheInspired.com Coach Summit, the value of coaching. And I am super excited about today's interviews. So if you just started watching, my name is Robin Leslie, and I created OnlyTheInspired.com, which is a coaching platform that's launching September 1st. Yay, I'm super excited. That's 3.5 years in the making. So I'm excited. It's finally getting going. So, how today is going to work. So first of all, please comment. There's a little StreamYard link at the top of this post. Make sure you click on that so we see, who's here. Make sure you say hi and where you're coming from and, where you're tuning in. And I'm super glad you're here. So I am going to bring on our first guest, the beautiful Mega Armies, and I can't wait for this interview. And make sure that you guys jump in there and you ask questions, and we're going to talk with her for just a second. Then we'll play her interview that we recorded. It was June 30th. And then we'll bring her back up, and then we'll open it up for questions and answers. She is a wealth of knowledge. She has owned her business, which is a healing center, for 24 years, and she has so many amazing modalities. Hi, I'm not sure who that is. If you could click on the StreamYard link above, then we could see who's talking, and sometimes it doesn't work, but anyways, I am super excited. She is an intuitive healer of so many modalities. She's a channeler, and I was just fascinated by Mega when we met, and we did this little session, and she is just beautiful. And then after we do that, then I'm going to go over some of the reasons why OnlyTheInspired.com is different from a lot of the other, actually, it's different from all of the other platforms out there. And so really to give you an idea of what that all entails. And then we're going to bring up our second coach, and she's not really a coach. She is actually, she created a nonprofit called the Rahab Center. Her name is Jennifer Wilcox, and it is such a beautiful mission. So her mission is to actually help women get off of government assistance and teach them and train them and help them get jobs, help them get back on their feet. And it's such a beautiful mission. So you definitely want to be here for that. So with no further ado, I am going to bring up Miss Mega. Hello, beautiful.
I'm just so thrilled to be here with you.
Yeah, her computer shut down yesterday, and so she's been juggling just to make sure that she could get on here. So I'm super excited that she's here. You want to mention anything about yourself? So is your healing center open right now, or are you guys shut down?
No, it's open. Of course, a lot of my offerings I can do on phone, Zoom, and such. But I got massage therapists, yoga. But yeah, we're open. And something that I'm really pleased about is that when people are coming back, what they're saying to us is, "Oh, it feels so good in here." It's still a wellness center. Whereas some of the other places they're going, they're saying that they feel like they say masked out, and I go, what? The feeling of the masks is radiating through other places, and they come in, they go, it's just the same. We have the masks and such, but it's we're happy. And I want to thank you for that wonderful introduction. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna pat myself in the back this morning.
You should. Yeah, in the mask, and a lot of people don't realize how much they read lips when they talk to other people. And so when the whole mouth is covered up, then you can't really see if they're smiling or anything. And so, yeah, the mask, it makes it different and disconnects people just a little bit, but it's for the safety of everybody. So
I've been training my people that when they are looking at people, the brain actually reacts and responds to the emotional aspect, on the face, and we can't see that anymore. So when I talk to people, I raise my eyebrows and I do things like that, and then people, I say, "It's just been so nice talking with you," and I go, "It's because my eyebrows are up." So it makes a difference. It really does.
Anything that we could do, and a lot of times you could see if somebody's smiling by their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So very cool. Well, I am excited for you to hear your interview. It's been a couple months. Again, everybody get engaged in the chat. If you could shut down other distractions, these are two beautiful interviews today, and I'd love for you guys to get engaged, ask questions, and we will bring her back up after the interview, and then you can ask her questions. So I'm going to get started. Miss Mega, let me know if the sound's up, and once we do, then we'll mute ourselves, okay? All right, so here we go. Sound on?
Yes.
Okay. Mute yourself. This is Robin Leslie with onlytheinspired.com. So I'm here with the beautiful Mega Mease, and we're going to find out a little bit more about her and her spiritual soul. So Mega, in a couple minutes, describe who you are and how you help people.
Who I am and how I help people. Well, my biggest thing in life since I was a little girl was that I just wanted to make a difference in the world, and I wanted to touch hearts. And over time, it just kind of evolved. I am the owner of a healing center in Tucson, Arizona. And my contribution to that is I'm a life and health coach, manifestation coach. I'm an energy diagnostician, energy healer. And I bring this all together, and I do various things, with my work. So it just depends who comes in. I've created heart rate energetic therapy, so I'm the only one that does that. And I just spend my days helping people where they need help, supporting them where they need support.
So you're the only one that does what?
Heart rate energetic therapy. I created that out of my own particular skill sets. As a child, I would see, hear, and know things I didn't know other people didn't. And it was kind of a rough childhood. But as time went on, it all kind of came together, and I realized, oh, these are skill sets. Some people say that I'm a gifted one, but no. These are skill sets. Some people are great at math, me not so much. I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you were intuitive, ultra intuitive, and didn't quite understand that, and thought everybody was?
I felt different. But I remember in school, I thought I had a problem with reading, because everybody could read faster than me. But really what it was that the words would be moving in the book. So I had to wait till they slowed down. And still does. It's still that way. Everything moves for me. But now, at 70 minus 1 years old, I've got this down pat. I know how much time it takes. I can do this, and I can just be me out in the world. And isn't that what we all want to do?
Absolutely.
So my work really helps people to be able to do that, to just come out and be who they are, whatever that is, and feel really good about it.
And that's the ultimate gift, honestly. And you wouldn't think it would be that difficult to actually get to that place. So how did you get started in this business? What event happened, or what series of event happened to get you to do what you're doing? Have you always done this also?
No. But in 1987, near fatal car accident happens to a lot of people. And during my recovery process, I found holistic methods of healing. One of the things was Reiki, which is a pretty well-known, energy healing. So I started doing that, started working on myself. It just evolved. And then it took a life of its own. And luckily, I followed it. I wasn't always really richly following it and going, okay, this is great. I stumbled and fell very often. But as time went on, I realized this is a really wonderful thing. So Reiki is the foundation of my heart rate energetic therapy. And I do it on myself every day. So I'm still doing the Reiki, but it's evolved into much, much more. And I just get to help people of all ages. That's what I really love. Children, old people, in between. I feel blessed.
That's awesome. Yay. Yay. So describe your ultimate vision for your business.
Okay. That is changing a little bit with everything that's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really a in-person, hands-on person. I love that. Growing up in the 50s in the Midwest, it's all, about that. So my vision is I'm doing more on Zoom. I'm reaching more people, but I'm still having my very small, intimate groups. My Living in Abundance retreats, 12 people in-house, 20 people, at a ranch. I'm still doing them, but I'm like many people, moving out to reach more people that aren't able or not comfortable coming to in person.
Got you. But you still prefer the in-person, the physical. Yeah,
I do.
A lot of people do. A lot of people are missing that part.
Yeah,
it'll get back.
I think so. But in the meantime, I do a lot of phone work with my coaching, and I like both. There's value in both. So I'm just kind of expanding, with it like everybody else. But I'm keeping that core there. I don't want to lose that.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So what beliefs do you have that set you apart from your competition? And I'm a collaboration versus competition. And so I think you do some things that are a little bit different than most coaches. So can you get into that a little bit more?
I can. It's, what I do differently is that one of my primary offerings is that I do business life coaching for holistic practitioners that have heart-centered businesses. They get in trouble because they got that wonderful heart. And I get that. I've got a heart like that too. And so I don't do the basic, that basic, do this, TDE. What I do is it's all finely tuned to each individual at each, session. And so really, what I'm doing, I think that really sets me apart is that there's never one session that is ever like anybody else's. And it helps people to get out there and be able to run the business and still be heart-centered and walk through life with clarity and love in their heart.
So with the heart-centered businesses, and I'm curious what their struggle is it more that they're so heartfelt that they don't know quite how to run their business, where they're big softies and not quite business minded? Or I'm curious where you help them in that aspect.
The biggest thing that I noticed is they want to give everything away. And I go, no. You're giving, you're becoming that person that everybody's just going to go to. And then they're instead of having a 15-minute complimentary phone consult, it's a half an hour or an hour, and they're working. So I coach them in their websites and what to have on there, and be creative and not be a cookie cutter, website, and show, why they are different, because every single person, is different. And I think that we all, no matter where we are in our life, in our business, we all need coaches. A coach needs a coach. Mm-hmm. And we need to collaborate together. And my biggest thing is competition does not exist for me. There's room for everybody. Everybody does something differently. I very often, if I'm working with somebody and I go, I can have another coach that I'm actually coaching, and I'll say, I think that person would be better for you than me. Because, I think they either hold on too tight or not enough. It's all just about balance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get that. And I see a lot of spiritual, heart-based people that, they want to, they feel bad almost to charge, or they charge way too little. And I think it's a trap. And so we want to give, but then, don't want to be taken wrong. And so they might not get enough or their value out of it. I see that. So what was the hardest thing to overcome when starting your business?
It's an odd question for me, because I didn't consciously start a business. I took my first Reiki class for me, healing, and within a week, 10 people wanted me to do Reiki on them.
Wow.
I know, and I mean, yeah, and so it just kind of grew. So here's an interesting thing. When in 2006 I moved into a larger building, it was only 1,200 square feet, but I brought in a massage therapist. And then 2 years later, part of that building became available. I just took it, and it wasn't like a business plan. I just went. Well, now I've got 4,500 square feet, and it wasn't this. Okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. I really, this sounds very airy, and it's not. It was very solid, following my path, knowing, being centered with who you are and just doing it. And was I frightened at times? Oh, yeah. When I took on another 2,300 square feet, whoo, what am I going to do with that? But you have to just believe in yourself. You have to be your own best cheerleader. That was, I think, was probably my biggest struggle, because I was brought up in the 50s with don't toot your own horn, money doesn't grow on trees, and things like that. So I learned to be my own champion, and I still have to do it sometimes. And, good job.
Mm-hmm. And too often we don't pat ourselves on the back. We get stuck in the comparison mode where, I'm just at this level and I see all these other people that are so much further than me. But we do have to celebrate, and I'm super bad at that myself. Super bad at patting yourself, and it's like, yay, I'm proud of me. And so a lot of people get stuck there.
I actually do a happy dance when something great happens. I've developed a graceful movement. It's an energy movement class, and when something great happens and I've succeeded in something, I actually get up and I do a jig.
Good for you. Yay. I love that. That's awesome.
It takes it into your body. It brings it into your body instead of going, good job. Yeah. And I just feel happy. Yeah.
Good. And that probably triggers it. It's probably a, automatic trigger. As soon as you do that move, then you feel the euphoria and the celebration. I love that.
Yeah.
So, I ask this question to everybody. Some people have it, some people don't. So do you have the support network of friends and family saying, Mega, you need to do this? Or is this something you feel compelled to do and you doing it no matter what anybody else says?
I have a really strong support system. My son, daughter-in-law, and grandkids live 6 blocks away from me. So they're right there. But, I created the center, and I started out with just me. And now I have 6 other practitioners in there. So we have monthly meetings, and we all support each other as we're moving forward. So it's, and we have good days, we have bad days. We're a family. Sometimes there's disagreements, but I really feel blessed, because I know there's a lot of people that are all the way out there on their own, and people don't understand, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm blessed. I'm just so blessed. And you gain that by respecting others.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key, I think, is respecting others and people that are different. I have different opinions. And even though I'm the leader, of the group, I'm still one of the group.
Right.
So, yeah, I have to remind myself that sometimes when things aren't going my way.
Yeah. So what is the favorite thing about your business?
To pick just one thing.
And you can pick multiple. Yeah, I don't care.
Well, I love my healing center. It's really a place of wellness. And when people come in there, we're a no competition center. So if somebody comes to me and I think that they should go to one of my other practitioners, and they say, oh, I can't afford that. And I go, then go to them instead of me. And they go, what? And people aren't used to that. And we really do this. We just move back and forth. And it just works for me. And it's taken me a lot of years to get there. This wasn't an overnight. This was a 15-year overnight success that I had.
15-year overnight. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And your center is where?
It is 1976 North Cole Road in Tucson, Arizona.
Nice. And then you do your healing stuff there, and then you also do coaching.
Yes.
Got you. So what inspires you? What are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business.
I am passionate about my grandchildren. I have a 26-year-old grandson who just gave me a great grandbaby. I've got I love family. I sound like a broken record, but it hasn't always been this way. And it's taken years and years. And I see clients where they don't talk to their children and they don't have a family. And I feel like I have it all, even when things are going wrong. Mm-hmm. There's always somebody there to pick me up. I don't have to be the one all the time picking people up, but it used to be like that.
Right. That's awesome.
Really, my family and friends.
And that's the really important stuff. That really is. So who inspires you?
Who inspires me? My grandchildren. Watching them with who they are is so different from who I was. My 8-year-old granddaughter is so out there, and I barely spoke as a child. And she just talks to people, and she's smart, and she's fun, and she takes chances. And my grandson, he's the opposite of him, and very quiet, but he's just so kind and generous. And there isn't a day that they don't call me or ask me to come over and play, and they're just kind and generous, and they always remind me to be those things. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay. So, if you could leave one tip or one golden nugget for the people listening, it was the only thing you could tell them and your only chance to say it, what would that be?
That would be, I've got this one. Okay, this is easy for me. Is whatever you do in life, in business, in life, in love, don't get hooked into what it's supposed to look like. Because sure as fire is hot, it's going to change, and you may still be trying to go down that other road. You got to go with the flow.
Got you. Yeah, because it's not, we might have a picture in our mind, but plans don't always go as we planned. And so, yeah, you have to go with the flow and mold with it. Just like people, we change. We were one way when we were young, and as we mature and, then we mold, and we have to kind of mold with life also. Because, yeah, you can't be stubborn in your ways. You have to go with it. I like that. You're the first one that said that. I like that. So is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody?
I just would like to share that I just hope that everybody that's watching this is kind and good to themselves and just walking through life with not being so serious. It's especially right now, it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, just take a deep breath, walk through, and be the best you that you can be.
Awesome. Yay. Yay. So I know that you are offering a 30-minute session. And so is that more for the heart-centered business owners, or who's a 30-minute session, or what can we expect from that?
Anyone can really take advantage of this. It would be 30 minutes with me. They can ask questions about concerns they have, whether it be about their heart-centered business, whether it can be life coaching, health coaching. Anyone that's just kind of needing some help and support and some encouragement.
Got you. And you're intuitive, where you could feel energies of other people, right?
Well, I'm an energy diagnostician. So what I do is I actually look at the energy field and I kind of pluck things out of there. Emotion and things that are hooking into that, and where it may be another part of the body, the kidney or somewhere else, that it's being challenged. So I just invite people to just, to take me up on this offer and schedule by email with my assistant Roxanne, and then they could just tell her what they're wanting to do, and we'll just go for it. So
beautiful. So we would go, for everybody who wants to take advantage of the 30-minute session, I absolutely would, is go to Advanced Energy Therapeutics at cox.net, right?
yes, yes.
So ADVANCEDENERGYTHERA PU, that's Pew, TICS at COX.net. And then and then put a code in the subject line saying Robin's Choice. And that way she knows that you're calling from the interview, and she knows that you're emailing from the interview to get the 30-minute session with her, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate you being here. And for everybody, if you're a heart-centered business and you struggle like a little bit what she's saying with not charging enough or trying to give away too much stuff, and you could use some guidance from somebody with lots of experience that can help you with that, where you could get your value when you deserve it. Or if you want to talk about anything, just go ahead and email her at advancedenergytherapeutics@cox.net and share this video. Share it with as many people as you can, because there's people out there that really truly need to hear this. So I really appreciate you being here, and I think you are beautiful and lovely, and you have such a great energy. Yay.
Thank you, Robin. Mwah. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And we will see you guys later. Thank you very much. Hello.
You're not gonna go, I'm not hearing anything.
It's moving, but I'm not hearing anything. So what was that like for you to see after a couple months?
Well, I'll tell you, there's something that you did not know about that interview. Obviously, I had a really good time with you. My air conditioning went out the day before, and the only time they could come to fix it was when I was going to be doing the interview. So I was sitting in 110 degrees in Tucson, Arizona, in my house with no air conditioning, and I was, oh my gosh, I was like, I was just sweating like mad. And I go, okay, people might not have really known that, but I was going, oh, I could barely breathe. And still, I had such a wonderful time with you. I don't think anybody really enjoys looking at themselves, after an interview, but you just made it so easy for me, and I just really had a good time.
And I'm surprised it was so short, because we ended up talking for over an hour, I think, that day. It's like, oh, okay, we both got to get going. But yeah, it was a pretty short interview. So we have a few people. Christina's here. Irene's here. Miss Regina. Yeah, Christina's saying, be kind and loving. Don't be too serious, for sure. So if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat. And something I forgot to say, you told me, so kind of your motto is where possibilities become reality, right? And I love that.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Can you give me a couple examples of your favorite coaching clients where you help them kind of get back on track?
I think that, just as a rule, when I'm working with people, it's about them in that moment, because as I've said, coaching, no matter what I'm doing, I'm watching the energy field. And so for me, what's so lovely is they get it, because I'm picking things out of their energy field that are in there that they haven't necessarily thought of until I say it. And then, and so it's really the movement of energy, whether it's coaching, whether it's on the table, energy healing, that's just what flicks my back. knowing that I can help people. That
but
dates
I
me,
love
doesn't it?
that
Flip my
because
bed.
I say that saying, and it's normally talking about, relationships. Does he flick your bick? And yeah, but that's funny. I love that you said that.
Yeah, that's throughout my work, that's just the foundation of it. And I do believe that any possibility can become a reality, but again, maybe not the way that you thought it was going to turn out, what it was going to look like. My healing center certainly wasn't anything like what I'd planned. So fly by the seat of my pants. Like, that's my favorite part. And then my clients do too. They learn to do this. So it's pretty extraordinary watching people just spread their wings and fly.
For sure, for sure. And Miss Michelle is here also. Yeah, and so there are people that are, strategic planners. And so I don't know if they struggle with the spontaneity of life, because life doesn't always go as planned. And even me, I'm more of a relaxed person, but you get thrown those little wrenches, and it's like, okay, how are we going to deal with this? Let's move, because I did not plan on this. And so yeah, you have to figure out as the world turns as the world turns, yeah, you never know what's gonna be around the corner. And that's part of the excitement and a little of the uncertainty combined.
Yes.
And it's like a dance. Yeah. So, and I love that you have a happy dance when you celebrate. I think that's great that you do that.
I happy dance a lot. I actually just yesterday, my 8-year-old granddaughter, they started school online, and she was having a problem with reading at that level. And not really a problem, but it was a bit much for her. And she would start to spaz out. And I'd say, what I do, when this sort of stuff happens, and so she got up and she danced, and now she's good to go I'm good to go for the rest of the school year.
Nice.
She's gonna do a happy dance if she's struggling, if she's happy. And it makes a difference, because when we move our bodies, it moves everything in our system. We end up stopping moving, when we're stressed, and we just keep getting condensed and all stiff. So we just got to keep moving, and we don't have to run a marathon. 2-3 minutes to do it. Yeah.
And you breathe more shallow when you're stressed. And yeah, so everything, kind of tightens up. And so, yeah, if you put that cape back on, put the cape on. I got my superhero cape. I'm breathing big. I have faith. Yes, I love that. And
do you have a crown as well?
What?
You have a crown
and
as well?
Crown? Sure.
Everyone should have a crown as well.
A tiara? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So, is there anything else that you would like to share? Any suggestions for the audience to listen or to do with dealing with life at this moment?
This sounds so generic, but it really is just breathe. There's so much going on. People don't enjoy shopping. They don't, I don't like this, I don't like that. There's so much of that, and it's understandable. But we've got to take ourselves out of that, even for a moment. And in that moment, when it's not changing the situation that's happening at that moment, but if we just go over here for a second, 2 seconds, a minute, it really makes a difference when we go back and we look back at it. So yeah, that's just my advice is seriously, just breathe.
Breathe and reconnect with yourself, and just calm down for a second and then go at it again.
And allow yourself to feel whatever it is, because I think a lot of people, like we try not to feel that ickiness, and then it just sticks in there. So, you've just got to be with it and go, I don't like this. This sucks. And I can do this. It's because if we don't address what's really there and let ourselves really feel it for that moment, we're unable to move through it. It sticks. It sticks, and we are not really navigating from there.
Yeah, pushing it down doesn't really fix it.
That's not at all. Yeah.
It just helps it build up and everything. Awesome. Well, I very much appreciate you, and I think you are beautiful and love what you do. And yeah, I am so excited that you're on the summit. And I really encourage everybody to reach out and jump on that 30-minute session. And I will put it in the group under giveaways. And so her contact information will be in there. And also the beautiful thing about the coaches and the summit is they're actually in the group. So you could reach out to them right there in the group and say, Mega, I love that interview. I'd love to talk to you. And so make sure you do that. And all of the coaches, they're here. They have a hearts of gold and they really want to help. That is their intention. And so make sure that you sign up for that 30-minute session. And, when we did our recording, she actually did a little healing session for me. And that was totally just off the cuff, and I appreciated it so much, as having some emotional times at the moment. But we all do, especially as girls, we're emotional boobs sometimes, but you got to embrace it. That's who we are. Right. Yep.
Robin, thank you. You are just such a treasure. And I'm so appreciative and grateful that you've allowed me and brought me into this event.
No problem. And I'm grateful to have you here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to go into a little bit about why onlytheinspired.com is different. So you can hang out, Miss Mega, if you want, or we could just find you in the group, whichever. So obviously I'm launching this onlytheinspired.com, and this is something I came up with 3.5 years ago. And I believe it is meant to help millions and hopefully eventually billions of people. And it's really targeted for those people who are, like Mega and all the coaches in this group, and people who want to move forward, people who want to improve other people's lives and their own lives and do something that they're passionate about and inspire others to be passionate, because, there's so many of us just going through the motions, and we don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. And so onlytheinspired.com is going to have challenges. So the site is going to launch September 1st. And there'll only be courses on the site in the first phase, but we're going to do challenges and mini courses through Facebook. So we'll have the Only the Inspired private Facebook group, and then on the side of that, we're going to have lots of different challenges and mini courses and all sorts of masterminds and stuff like that. That is all connected, that you'll get a part of your membership. Plus there's courses, and they're not just courses like on some of the other sites. They're courses where the coaches actually engage with you. We want our students to be successful in whatever the course there is. And so they're in there with you. They're going with your homework. They're answering questions. And so it's not just a course taking site. And we're also going to have live group coaching. That also is going to be on Facebook in the beginning until that's actually on the site. So live group coaching, some coaching, and I'm sure Mega would agree, is so much better live than pre-recorded, and then you answer questions. So you actually are engaged with the coach during the whole thing, and you're engaged with the other students at the same time. And it's a wonderful place of connection and collaboration. And it's a place to be vulnerable. And, this summit is so exciting for me. I've been feeling a little vulnerable lately, because it's so much to overcome. But I want to create that space where people could go, I'm feeling like I got my ass kicked this week, or I am so excited that this is finally launching. Actually, to have a place where people can come out and say how they're feeling, because a lot of times you're just supposed to show the pretty stuff on the outside. Well, in a coaching platform, coaches are there to help you deal with your stuff, and they're also there to help you raise up to the level that you're meant to be. And then there's going to be a multitude of coaches. So it's multitude of coaches, and my goal is to have 40 coaches when we launch. And so for the member, the value that the members get, you get access to 40 coaches, their courses or challenges for the price of what's less than one session with one coach. And so I hope you guys really understand that I charge $100 an hour. And so I'm launching Only the Inspired for $67 a month. And that's going to go up gradually, but that's less than what I would pay for myself for a 1-hour session, and you get access to 40 coaches. So I hope you guys actually understand the value of that. It's amazing. And it's a community. So you get to engage with other members, and you get to actually meet and greet the coaches. And it's not a place where the coaches are so high up where you don't actually ever get to engage with them. The coaches here love working with their clients. It lights them up. And you could see Mega, it lights her up when she gets to help people. And so I love that part, and I'm super excited about that part. And you get to connect with like-minded people. So a lot of times, I love my friends, but a lot of times they don't understand this online business world. And that's one of the reasons why I asked that question. Do you have the support of friends and family, helping you with your business or supporting you with your business? And a lot of them, it's like, a lot of times they support me, but they don't understand me. So I want to create that space where people understand you, because then you feel free to have mind expanding ideas and brainstorming and how I can help you and how you can help me. And I love that. And so it's so needed, because a lot of us, we feel like we're doing this all on our own, and it should not be that way. So that is one of them. So charities is another thing. And so, charities is a super soft spot. So obviously we have Jennifer Wilcox coming up here, and she has a nonprofit that helps women that have been on the system. She teaches and trains them and helps them get jobs and helps them learn the tools to actually get on their own feet without that government assistance. And, with Only the Inspired, I've put a certain amount from all the memberships that is going to go straight to charity. So, and I want the coaches and I want the members to actually nominate those charities, and we can make a huge impact. And I'm super excited about that part. And basically, Only the Inspired is about inspiring people to get out of their comfort zone, to reach for what they want to do, help them find what they want to do. A lot of us don't know where we want to go, but the goal is to raise the vibration, raise the skills and passion of the people determined to make the world a better place. So, and that statement always makes me cry. I'm such a boob. But anyway, so that is some of the differences of onlytheinspired.com. And obviously, from the coach's standpoint, right, I want to create a space where the coaches could go out there and connect and collaborate, just like Mega was saying. If I don't have the skills, or if this other person can help you more, I'm going to encourage you to go to this person, because vice versa. I'm going to be much better at a different coach on a different topic. And so there is no competition on Only the Inspired. It's all collaboration. And I hope the coaches and even possibly the members and coaches make new course babies together, or, you know what I mean? We could create businesses. We could do all sorts of stuff, because it's totally unlimited, and I am super excited about it. And so, do you have any thoughts about any of that, Miss Mega? And some of the coaches haven't actually heard my whole vision, and I'm trying to figure out a way to come up with the whole thing where it's in a nice, concise format, because I could talk about it for hours.
You're passionate, and what I can say is just ditto all of that, because you're rocking this. You're just seriously such a treasure, and your vision was big anyway. It continues to grow. That's the most important thing. You can't just have a vision and then lock it in a box. It's got to keep growing. And you are working for the people, and you're bringing in people of like mind. I mean, the possibilities can become realities. Okay. The possibilities are endless, and I just get so inspired. The whole time you're talking, I'm like grinning and thinking, oh yeah. You're a treasure. I feel very blessed to know you. And I'm sure that everybody else is listening, and all the coaches feel the same. And you're not a boob, you're great. I love your honesty. I love your clarity. I love your vision.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, and that's the fun part. So, for years and years and years, I've done all sorts of different business ventures, and sometimes my word wasn't heard. And, that built up inside me is like, okay, it's coming out. And so, the first phase of the site was not going to be ready for live coaching, but that is such a huge part. It's like, okay, how can we get around this? Well, we could create, private Facebook groups and get that going, because I think that's such an important part. And, I have ideas not only with this, but, down the road, once Only Then Inspired gets bigger, I want to have physical buildings that are Only Then Inspired coaching buildings. So wouldn't that be awesome, where you get to have coaches do live events, live group events, and then you could walk in and say, okay, I need a health coach, and look at the list. It's like, well, we have these 3 health coaches here in the building, and have people be able to do that. And it's still we're Only the Inspired markets. And so that is the biggest hurdle for coaches, I think, is the tech and the marketing. And so I want to eliminate those stresses, so the coaches could feel free to coach on everything, and where they're working in their superpower, where they're working in their skill, where they can make the biggest changes, instead of just like Mega. She's been having these issues with her computer. She said, I don't normally do that. I have people that do that. And so, yeah, she should stay in her power. That is exactly what should happen. And, those people, there's people who love to work on computers. Well, that is their superpower. So for a lot of the coaches, the marketing and the tech and connecting everything and trying to figure out how to reach the right people is not our superpower. Our superpower is really raising the skills and the passion of the people around us. So I love that. Yeah. So like I said, I could go on for hours and hours, but later on today, I am going to put it out there, and we're going to start selling memberships to Only the Inspired. Please feel free to have any questions, and I will be going through and answering questions for you guys. I am so excited about this. The value for the coaches and the members is so exciting. And yeah. Yep. So, does anybody have any questions? I know we're going to bring on Miss Jennifer. She's not quite here yet. And what she's doing is beautiful. She's a mom that homeschools her kids, and she's Christian based. And when she came up with this nonprofit, I just think is absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that. And then it's another short day. So her interview is only like 16 or 17 minutes long. So we should be done by 12:20-ish, 12:25. So I'm super excited about that. So yeah, everything's going so fast, and trying to keep everything going and get people excited. And I'm super excited about it. And Miss Jennifer's here. Yay. Okay. So Miss Mega, she will be in the group if you guys want to reach out to her for sure. Book that 30-minute session. She is a gift, just herself. And, and I have to give props to you and Linda Ann. So Linda Ann Kahn, she's 71, and you just turned 70, right?
I just turned 70 minus 1.
Oh, you just turned 69.
It's 70 minus 1. I look better at 70 minus 1 than I do at 69.
Yeah. And, I love that these women are just firecrackers, and there is nothing slowing them down whatsoever. So, when we say, I'm 48, I'm getting up there. No. And so I love that you are here, and you're such a beautiful spirit. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. And I'm going to bring on Miss Jennifer, and I can't wait for you guys to hear what she's doing. So bye, Miss Mega.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. So how is the Rahab Center?
It is going very well. We're actually getting ready to launch all of our classes online so that this way we can reach women outside of our community as well as inside of our community.
Good. Well, because things are a little bit different now, and that's better. You could reach more people. You
Yes.
could reach more people that way. So I am super excited to share your interview and your message. I think what you're doing is just absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And make sure everybody starts watch parties and get engaged in the chat. If you have any questions for Jennifer, please post that in the chat. Is there anything that you would like to say before we watch your interview?
No, just be open to listen. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm an open book.
Yay. And so we actually filmed this June 9th. So in 2 days, it'll be 2 months. So I'm excited for her to see her interview. And yeah, so she's a homeschooling mom and she came up with this idea. So how did you come up with, well, I think I asked you that in the interview. So
You did.
So we'll ask you more questions after we do that. So I am going to play the interview. So, I cannot hear the volume on my side. So when the volume gets going, can you say the volume's there? And then we'll mute ourselves.
You got it.
Okay, awesome. So I'm getting ready to share. And here we go.
Volume is there.
Thank you. Mute yourself. This is Robin Leslie with OnlyTheInspired.com. I have the beautiful Jennifer Wilcox here from Colorado, and she has such an amazing thing that she's doing. She's not, well, she is a coach, but for a specific group of people. So, Jennifer, in a couple of minutes, describe who you are and how you help people.
Okay, thanks, Robin, for having me today. So, my name is Jennifer Wilcox, and I am the founder of the Rahab Center. And we specifically help low-income women who are ready to break the chains of poverty and learn to grow and thrive in their community.
Awesome. So what got you started in that? What happened, or what series of things happened to get you doing that?
Well, what got me started in it is I'm an adoptive mom, and I adopted 2 boys out of the foster care system. And when I started doing some research about the foster care system, there are currently 4 million children in the US that are in foster care. Out of those 4 million children, 98% of the parents or parents that lose their children are on some kind of government assistance. And I knew I couldn't help all the children. Obviously, my home won't hold 4 million children, so I had to come up with a different way. And so my way is let's help these women learn the skills and tools necessary to be able to break that cycle of poverty and to be able to be successful in their lives and keep a hold of their children instead of continuously getting them back and then cycling again and losing them back into the system.
So what kind of things do you help them do? What resumes, or what all do you help them with?
Right. So what we do is each woman that comes to us starts with filling out an application. From that application, then we sit down with them and we do an interview with them, whether it be a Zoom, in person, okay? Then we see what they need exactly. Almost all of the women need help with some sort of personal development. So we really help them work with their mindset and feeling better about themselves. All of the women that come to us, I would say 98% of them have been domestic violence, and that other 2% have been drug users. So they really need to know who they are, and they need to know their worth, that they're just, a lot of these women, they just don't know who they are and they don't know their worth. So they're getting in situations that are causing them trouble. So once they can understand who they are and that they are worthy to be here and that they're better than what they're currently in, they start to move forward. Then from there, we help them. We have a complete jobs program. We actually sit down with them and hold their hand and find out where they are going to best fit in the job industry. We obviously don't want to put someone who's great with customer service skills cleaning hotel rooms. We want them to feel fulfilled in whatever job choice they make. So we do help them with resumes, cover letters. We actually sit down with them, help them fill out applications online. We actually have helpers that do mock interviews with them so that they will know how to dress, how to respond to questions to where they can be successful. We want them to be successful in every step. Once they accomplish getting a job, we sit down with them and we give them lessons in banking and budgeting, because that is important. A lot of them they just don't understand it. They don't know, I got a paycheck, I'm going to go spend it.
Mm-hmm.
So we really take the time to help them choose a bank that will best fit them and explain everything there is about banking. And then we sit down with them and we do a very detailed budget. A lot of these women come to us and they have a lot of debt. So we help them set a plan and a goal for paying off their debt. Then, we do some short-term goal setting with them, long-term. And when I say short-term, I mean, it may only be, what are you going to do by Friday? Because that's all they can handle. And then once they start growing in the program, we set long-term goals for them to where they have something to keep striving for and reaching for. So that's what we do with them. Mm-hmm.
And that's tremendous. And the statistics are super duper sad. For one, the 4 million kids. For two, the 98% violence and domestic violence, and that's just super sad. And so instead of putting a Band-Aid on it, you're trying to fix it at the core, at the mom perspective. And that's just amazing. I don't think there's enough programs out there. And you work completely off of donations, right?
That is correct. One thing where we stand out different from most of the nonprofits is we do not seek or apply for any government finances or grants, funds, any of that. We solely depend on private donations to keep our programs up and running.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So what is your ultimate vision for your business?
I'm glad you asked. So our long-term vision is this. We are currently raising funds so that we can have a building of our own. Right now, we have a church that has generously donated us some space that we can run out of. The problem is most of these women need a place to live. They have children. They need a place to live. They don't want to be in the low-income housing. It just drags them back down. Mm-hmm. So our long-term vision is that we do want to be able to get a building that will have housing in it along with classrooms so that these women can live there and learn all the things that they need to do before they go out on their own and rent somewhere or purchase a home.
Wonderful. And wow. So I don't know if you know this about Only the Inspired. So that is one of my biggest things that I want to accomplish with Only the Inspired is donations. Donations to whether it's a family who lost their whole house in a fire or Pencils of Promise or something like this, where there's such a huge need for them not only to get back on their feet, get out of their situation, but actually, heal a little bit and then become self-sufficient. And that it's such a valuable thing that you're doing. And I think that's awesome. So what beliefs do you have that set you apart from your competition? And, I'm a collaboration, not competition. And I don't know how many other places are actually doing what you do, but
Well, we're the only one in Colorado that is doing what I'm doing. There are many nonprofits that are in our area that are doing great things. They're just doing different things. And so what sets us apart, one is, like I said, we do not depend on the government for any funding or any grants. Secondly, everything that we do, we base it on biblical principles. That is very important to me, and that is the core of who I am. And so everything we do is based on God's word. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, do they have to be a believer to come into your program? And the answer to that is no. But I'm going to show you so much of God's love through our program that you're going to want to know who he is by the time you leave us.
I love that. And, some people prejudge, because they might feel totally disconnected or whatever, but it's not a requirement. And I love that you said that. And I love that you're owning the fact that that is a huge part of who you are. So bravo to you. So what is the hardest thing to overcome when starting your business?
Ooh, the hardest thing was startup. Just trying to get the money to start up. You have to have insurance, especially when you're dealing with people. And like I said, we are running out of our church currently, but we have to have insurance to cover in case there's any damage done to that. So that was the hardest thing for me, is to fundraise for that money to get our insurance in place and to get going. Not a lot of people understand you when you get going. So really, as a nonprofit, that is the hardest thing, is getting all the finances together to be able to get started. It's not free to start a nonprofit. It takes a lot of money to start one. So
I don't know much about it, but I know that's a difficult thing. So curious, I ask everybody this question. So do you have and I'm assuming I know the answer. Do you have the support network of friends and family encouraging you to do this, or is this something you just feel like you're drawn to do and you're going to do it no matter what anybody else says?
Well, in the beginning, my husband wasn't exactly on board, but he's come around now. But yes, I do have great friends and family around me supporting me, and that really to me is huge. You need that support. You cannot do this on your own. I have another lady who runs a nonprofit here in town who's become a mentor to me, and you need that as a founder, because your ideas are flowing so quickly and you want to go 20 different directions, and sometimes you need someone to step in and go, whoa, rein it back in, and that's something that I've had to learn through this process, is that you can't do it all at once, and what you think you're going to do is going to change and it's going to continuously change, and you're just going to have to grow with it. So yes.
Great. Yeah, because there are a lot of people, and you're doing something that's just a blessing to so many people, but there's people, that don't have any support, and, and if you don't have it at home, find it, find your tribe, find the people that can help you, because there are people that will encourage you. So what is your favorite thing about your business?
Oh my gosh, my favorite thing is just seeing the smile on these women's faces, seeing that when they've accomplished something, or they know who they are and they know their worth, especially in our Lord, when they know that, it just brings so much joy to my heart to see them do that. Or even if it's just a weight loss struggle, because some of the women that come to us have weight issues and they need help. And when they start losing pounds, you just see the light come back in their face. So that is just the most rewarding thing ever. And the second part of that would be is that my children can do this with me. And my children are 7 and 8, and they actually help minister to the ladies' children that come in. So that just brings so much joy to my heart to see that they're excited about this mission as well.
Well, and they're a big reason why you started that.
Yes, they are.
And then talking about the support network, you are now that support network for those women when they might not have anybody, or they might have the opposite of it, where they're being completely discouraged to, move out on their own. So good.
Yes, exactly. That's why when we have mentors that come in to help with these women, we really make sure they're a good fit for each other, because we want them both to feel a sense of accomplishment, and we don't want them pulling against each other. We need them working together. So we really take time with any mentor that comes in to help out. We really interview them. We sit down, we find out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, before we match them with someone to work with.
Beautiful. So what inspires you? What are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business. I'm just curious.
Right now, my biggest passion besides this is getting my children through homeschooling. So I've been a homeschooling mom even way before all the COVID stuff happened, but it's a new experience as a mom. So that's the other side of me, is my boys and just educating them. It's definitely a different journey if you've never been on it.
Right. And I've never been on it. And a lot of parents got thrown into that, even for just, a couple months. And they're going, oh my gosh, I appreciate teachers so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have to laugh because they're like, well, I homeschool. And I said, well, how do you homeschool? Well, we sit them in front of the computer and the teacher comes on and I'm going, oh, sweetie, that's not homeschooling.
No. And my stepmom, she homeschooled my stepsister and my half brother. And yeah, bravo to them. I enjoyed, I personally really, really enjoyed school. Some kids don't. And yeah, there's different values, obviously.
Yeah.
So who inspires you? Do you have somebody that you look up to?
Wow, that's a tough one. There's not a lot of people in this world that I honestly, I will be honest, I do not look up to. There's, that's a tough one, Robin. You're throwing me under the bus here.
Well, we know you have a big faith, so there's one.
Yes. Yes, I mean, my faith is first and foremost. I mean, that's what gets me through every day. I could not do it without it. That is first and foremost. But really, as far as a lot of people, I mean, I've met a lot of great people. You're one of them, but as far as really admiring someone, I don't have that person that I can say that I admire. Like I said, my faith is the strongest part of me, and that's the core of me, and that's what keeps me going.
Cool. And I appreciate your honesty. Yeah. And not everybody resonates with everybody. And some, have multiple people, and I feel you.
Yep.
So a big question, and it's my last question, is if you can leave one golden tip or one golden nugget or tip for the people listening, and it's your only chance to say it, and the only thing you get to say, what would it be?
I would say my tip, especially to women, is know that you are worthy. Know that you are loved. Know that no matter where you are at right now, there's always a way out, and things will be brighter the next day.
That's beautiful. And sometimes that minor little thing is what they need to make it to the next day, especially when they feel like the world is crashing down on them.
Exactly.
There are people like you out there helping. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Well, I would just like to encourage anyone that would like to know more about how they can help us, or if you know someone that might need our services, I would encourage you to go to our website. Everything is listed on our website, and that is just Rahab, and it's RAHAB Center.com. And everything is right there on there. You can look at different ways to donate. We have so many different ways to donate. And then we also have our program listed up there so that you can read about that and see how to apply for it if you're interested in possibly helping us out. We even have our volunteer opportunities up there as well.
So there's lots of different ways to give back. So time and money, and for one, everybody, I hope you really, really share this video, because there's so many people that could use the help, and so many people where they feel like there is no way out and they're stuck, and that is just their lot in life, and that is not the case at all. So please share this so one other person can get helped, or another 10 or 100 people can get help just by sharing. And if you are looking for a way to donate, whether that's time or money, please, please, please check out rahabcenter.com, RAHABCENTER.com. And I think what you're doing is beautiful, and it's interesting how life kind of turned around, how you adopted these kids, and then they inspired you to help all the moms, and the moms, they need help, and sometimes just bad decisions kind of put you in a crappy place in life, and we just need the belief in somebody holding our hand and pulling us out of that. And I think you're doing just a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you, Robin, and I appreciate you taking the time to let me speak about our mission today.
No problem. No problem. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Again, please, please share this. Donate your time. Just even share the video so somebody out there that needs to hear this can hear it, okay? And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. All right, bye. There, I did that again. So how was that, watching that? Mega said, I enjoyed your interview so much. Your service is desperately needed. Excellent tip at the end, Jennifer. Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if everybody else feels the same way as I do, but watching yourself in a replay, it's a little weird.
Right.
So,
And one of the coaches, she's
wow.
all, I kept agreeing with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how have things progressed in the last couple months? I know COVID probably threw a wrench in there, but how are things going with the Rahab Center?
It did. COVID definitely threw a wrench in there, but that's got me thinking outside the box about how I could continue to reach more women. And like I mentioned in the beginning, we've actually are working on our classes to get them all online, to where the women can access them online, but we can still meet with them via, Zoom or something like that, or over the phone, especially if they don't feel safe to let someone come in and meet with them. And we respect that. But this is another option to continue to reach more people. And I'm super excited that here in about 3 weeks, I'm going to have a meeting with the Department of Human Services prevention team to see how the Rahab Center can help in preventing some of these children being removed from their homes, because some of these cases are just simply a poverty case and they don't know how to take care of their children. So I am really excited about that opportunity coming up.
And I think with the struggles of COVID and you getting those classes online, that was meant to happen. I think it was meant to happen because it's going to expand so much further that way. Yay.
I agree. Yes, I definitely agree, because I was reaching a point where I needed to expand, but I didn't know how to or where to go. And so COVID for me was a blessing, because it made me sit back and look at things and reevaluate how we could better expand. And this is definitely one option. And our goal is to still get that housing. I have received more phone calls during this situation of women on the street with children, and it just breaks my heart. And I know I can't help them all, but right now the finances are just not there to be able to provide housing for them. And there's so many rules about it. So we really just have to take one step at a time. And this is our first step with getting those classes online.
Right. Right. And it doesn't solve the housing problem, but it can solve the expansion. You're expanding without the extra money needed for it. But yeah, baby steps, I guess.
Yeah, you have to take baby steps, especially when you're depending on donations. And in this environment, so many people don't have it to give, and that's okay. And so we're just going to keep going and keep walking the walk.
Mm-hmm. So I encourage everybody, for sure, please, please, please share this video, share this message, because there's no doubt in anybody's mind what she's doing is beautiful and it's so needed. And the 4 million kids in the system, that is super sad. And the amount of domestic abuse and, drugs kind of, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to get out of it. Drugs is an escape, and then it becomes a trap on top of the escape. And so it's a vicious cycle that these women sometimes are going through. And yeah, I couldn't imagine, I've been very broke before and stressed about top ramen, but actually never got to that point of, I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids. So I love what you're doing. Please, please share this video. And then under the giveaways tab, I will have her contact information on how to donate to the Rahab Center, how to give any suggestions, any help, any time, anything like that. Obviously they could use some help, and that in turn helps all of these other ladies, for sure. I love what you're doing. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you, Robin. I am so honored just to even be on here with all these amazing coaches that you had. When we first talked, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I should do this. But I so appreciate the opportunity, because you've really had some amazing coaches on here, and I look forward to watching the rest of them coming on. They have some great things to do, and I'm seeing, just watching all the different coaches, wow, I need to contact that person because they can help me with something I might be struggling with a client. So this has been a great experience for me. And I'm so honored to be here today with you.
And I'm honored to have you on here. What you're doing is beautiful, and we're all in our own way. And so all of the 70 coaches, we're all unique. We're all different in what we do and how we do it. And that makes, you are absolutely in that same category. And I feel like I'm going through puberty. I'm definitely not going through puberty. But yes, and that's the whole point is, to watch the interviews and go, oh my gosh, I could use help in that, or I could see how they could help these other people. And because a lot of people don't understand the value of coaching, and that is the purpose of the summit, is the value of coaching. You have so much value in what you're doing, and Mega and Michelle and all of the beautiful coaches on here, men and women. And I'm super excited to share the rest of the coaches coming up. Speaking of, so tomorrow is day 8. So we actually officially completed our first week. Wow. Our first 7 days. So tomorrow we have the beautiful Miss Rhea Karen. So she does ecotherapy. So she and I have been through the same stresses owning a business, and you just get so overwhelmed. And so she eventually had to unplug from that. And now she takes all of her clients out in nature, whether it's virtually or not, and teach them how to connect with the universe and the world. And so I'm excited for that interview tomorrow. And then we have the beautiful Miss Pamela McCulloch. And I hope I pronounced that right. She is a 2-time cancer survivor. And so she has created the Sea-Free, Cancer-Free shirts and hats. And it's also a charity. And so I can't wait till you guys hear her message. And, I am honored to have all of you guys here. And you all raised your hands. It's like, yeah, I want to be a part of it. And then some of us is like, and I've had a few coaches super duper nervous to do the interviews, but it's very casual, and it just really shows the beautifulness of all of our hearts. So yay. So thank you so much for being here. And again, in the chat, all of the coaches are available. If you have questions for Jennifer, just hit her up in the Facebook group, the Coach Summit Facebook group. She's there, and she can answer any questions. And then I'll have that contact information for her and for Mega and for all of the coaches. And yesterday I gave a little homework assignment about the viacharacter.org. So I'll post more about that. And I really want you guys to engage in that, because that shows you where your character strengths are. And that can open up doors, because a lot of us might not know the exact direction that we want to go. But when it's plain as day in front of you, it's like, oh, I could totally see how these areas can affect my life. And we heard about it. We heard about the viacharacter.org through the happiness course. It was on Coursera. It was a Yale course. And she was talking about the things that we think make us happy don't actually make us happy, like the good paying job and the nice house and the nice car. Those don't actually make us happy. And one of the things that does make us happy is being in your strengths. So that's why you take the test. And if you can, so if in your job you only meet 3 of the strengths, if the more of those strengths that you could reach outside of your job, the happier you're going to be. And so it's really important to know what those things are, where you feel like you're in your element. And that's the whole point. So I will be doing a post on that. So make sure you engage on that, because that is really just, it's a gift for you to actually be clear at what you're super good at, what lights you up, because that's what all life is all about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for being here. Please start a watch party, share, invite your friends. Let's try and impact as many people as we can. If you can reach out to the Rahab Center and donate, that would be beautiful. Anything would help, because they have so many people that they need help. And so thank you again, Jennifer, for being here. And I love what you're doing. I think it's beautiful.
Well, thank you, Robin, for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And please do share this.
Yes. All right. And we will see you guys later. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye.